Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first installment of TowMate University. This is going to be a module-based program where you can go and kind of learn about our products, who we are, what we do in various modules. So we'll cover, the different product lines, some of our manufacturing processes, and so on, so you can get a better idea of who TowMate is and what we do exactly. We are a U.S. manufacturer based here in Rogers, Arkansas, established in 1985, and always have done our manufacturing here in the States. That's a big part of who we are and why we do what we do. Today we're going to look at how we manufacture our products, but mostly spend time on the products that can actually move the needle for your customers. Wireless tow lights, emergency lighting, and advanced safety systems. Or if you are, in fact, an end user yourself, perhaps it will be insightful for you as well to learn about some of the products and features that we offer. So without further ado, let's dive in. I'm going to be doing a screen share as well today, so you can kind of see, follow along with some visual cues. So let's get started. So again, today we're going to cover the TowMate mission, a little bit of the company history, manufacturing, where and how, some of the product lines like our wireless tow lights, our emergency lighting, as well as our roadside safety systems. So let's start with our mission. TowMate's mission is to create innovative, high-quality solutions that enhance safety and performance across industries while fostering a supportive work environment and earning the trust of those we serve. We are big believers in you're only as good as your people, and when you're good to your people, they're good to you. And so we place a lot of value on taking care of our folks here at TowMate. But we also, our whole mission is to create a safer work environment for the industries that we serve. And so I think today, by the end of these modules, you'll have an understanding that, all of these products that we've developed over the years have come from direct feedback from the field or identifying an area where we could add value and add safety to the crews that are out working in these dangerous environments. So let's dive into the history. TowMate started in 1985. My father, Brian Anderson, invented wireless tow lights. It was a cold, rainy night in Topeka, Kansas, and he had a storage pool where wrecked cars were towed and stored. And on this particular occasion, he decided he would take the call, being that it was late. He would hop in the truck and go pick up this car. Well, on his way to doing so, or rather, I should say, when he arrived and had the car hooked up, he, law-abiding, God-fearing, tax-paying citizen that he is, he wanted to put his tow lights on the back. Well, it's cold, so the cord's stiff and tangled, and he stops and thinks to himself, this day and age, we can put a man on the we should have wireless tow lights. So from there, he did his. So here's kind of a timeline. 1985, wireless tow lights were invented. If you kind of want some perspective, 89 is when Ford and HP began researching LEDs. That's when we started production. It wasn't until 1998 that we were able to transition to LEDs in our products. Prior to that, very cost prohibitive. A lot of these new technologies take time to trickle down into the industries where end users can get their hands on them at a decent price. 1999, we partnered on a sister company called Mobile Control Systems. It is now a wholly owned TowMate subsidiary. Mobile Control Systems offers wireless remotes for hydraulic systems, the winch, the truck bed, the lift on tow trucks, things of that nature, can all be wirelessly. So really great products coming out of that side of the company this year. in 2026 with some proportional systems, etc. I'm not an expert on those, but we will have a module for mobile controls later in this series. 2005. Turn, right turn, running lights, and brake. Side marker lights. Once we did that, people took a liking to it. The company grew exponentially for many years after, and still to this day, that format is being used on a very popular basis. 2010, TowMate became the first to integrate RF into our LED lens for stop. So when prior to 2010, there was a separate receiver board in the wireless tow lights. That was a big breakthrough for the design factor of our wireless lights. 2011, that is when we started down the road to emergency lighting solutions that really are kind of a game changer. This is when we introduced PowerLink lighting. It's a two-wire technology where, like CAN bus, we're sending a digital signal. However, we don't have to have an additional wire for that. That whole our signal, allowing for drop-in replacements for taillights with integrated strobe, as well as work light and stop tail turn marker lights. Very similarly, having an amber strobe or amber white strobe and an amber marker, and so on. So there's a lot you can do with command on the controller. So you can set them up to do different things with different commands. And we'll get more into that later as well. So just remember PowerLink, that's kind of TowMate's thumbprint left on the emergency lighting world. And we're still kind of just getting started on that. 2016 is when TowMate finally began to integrate lithium battery technology into our wireless tow lights. You know, people have been calling on it for some time prior to this. However, the cost was very prohibitive. And so prior to that time, there really wasn't going to be a market for it, as we would price ourselves out of the market. So once we were able to introduce lithium, we have gradually been making the shift to making it standard. And that's kind of where we are today, where lithium is definitely the way to go. It's not as cost prohibitive as it once was. You know, it still is a little bit of a premium. However, it's a lot more within reach. And there's some products coming out this year, I think, that you'll be quite pleased to see, where lithium is the only option. And it's right in a general ballpark price of some of our standard products today that still use the lead acid. So keep an eye out for that as well. 2019, TowMate, continuing down the innovative path, created what we call the TM Flux. Now, this light doesn't have a battery in it at all. Instead, it runs on supercapacitors. What that enables you to do is charge it quickly. In fact, a full charge in just 8 minutes. The unit operates for a much shorter period of time, about 4 hours on a charge, but you never have to replace a battery. And they're very, very robust, where they're not temperature sensitive. Millions of charge cycles, they will outlive you and I. And that's the TM Flux. So, you know, always coming up with innovative solutions to the issues that our customers are facing on a daily basis. 2019 is, like I said before, we now fully own mobile control systems. 2019 is when that occurred. 2021 is when we developed the Lifesaver cone warning light. This is a rechargeable warning light system that can mount to any traffic cone or post. Nowadays, it features a strap that allows it to hang on a cone or a post. Very versatile. There's even models with magnets on the back and the strap. You know, you can put it to the side of a truck or the rear of a truck. and produce warning light towards traffic, oncoming traffic. The way this system works is, since it is not mounted to a vehicle and it's not used in motion on a federal level, you can run the red and blue strobe. So that unit, the Lifesaver, features red, blue, amber, and white LEDs in it all at once. So you can set the pattern to the color scheme that you would like, but everybody knows the red and blue is much more effective in getting traffic to slow down and move over. And that is the concept behind the Lifesaver. We've had very great success with that. So this timeline was made a little while back, so it doesn't have some of the more recent developments that we've put out there, such as the Saber light, our newest wireless tow light that has wireless stop tail turn, amber strobes, white work light, stop tail turn with strobe, all in one compact package. But it's the brightest wireless tow light on the planet, the Saber light. Additionally, we've now come out with a brand new quad color overhead bar, part of our PowerLink 2.0 series, called the Infinitra. The Infinitra is 4 colors all the way around and features a newer, faster chipset for our PowerLink technology, where it is pretty well indistinguishable from being connected to a straight switch. But if you recall, the PowerLink is just 2 wires, power and ground with the control and with the light bar. We send a signal over that power wire, and it is instantaneous on the 2.0 platform. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll discuss that in later modules as well. So present day, TowMate continues to innovate and produce and improve products and processes. Not only are new products churning out of our heads and our factory here in Rogers, Arkansas, but the processes are getting better. And in this modern world in which we live, processes are of huge importance, and developing efficiencies and redundant systems, from product development through testing to fulfillment of the orders. We are refining these processes every day, continuing to improve so that we can serve our markets with a better product and less service after the sale. But one beautiful thing with TowMate is, anytime a customer has an issue, they can call our number and get a human being on the phone and speak to a knowledgeable representative on the products. That is something that we very much pride ourselves on and will never change, as it is one of our core values here, is to have a human doing the customer service work. So that's a bit of the history, a bit about TowMate, and let's see, from there we're going to get into where and how we're manufacturing. So again, we're in Rogers, Arkansas, United States, and this is a picture of our main building. We've got several, so over 45,000 square feet of manufacturing space, continued strategic vertical integration. If you're not familiar with that, basically that means bringing more processes in-house so that we can keep our finger on the pulse of the product from every stage of development, production, and see to it that the quality checks are in place and being implemented properly at every stage. This results in a better product for the customers. Whenever there are other companies that are farming out the production overseas, they don't have that visibility on these processes. They don't know what's showing up on the container, how it was tested. They know that they talked about it, but they don't know how it actually took place. We very much have that visibility here at TowMate, producing these products in-house in the United States. We've got about 58 full-time employees and currently ship over 200 systems daily. Some of the processes we've brought in-house would be our PCB assembly. So our circuit boards, we get the raw panels, we populate them in-house, and then they move down the line of production. Now we also have additive manufacturing, large format industrial 3D printing. These are not your desktop filament printers that we play with at home. These are the big boy HP printers that use a powder and go layer by layer to create a product that is very much applicable in the real world, external environments, the weather, the everyday rigors of work on the side of the road or otherwise. So you'll find that more and more components are showing up in this material that allows us to do things that you really even couldn't do with traditional methods like injection molding. We have now also brought rotational molding in-house, and so we are building our own housings for our heavy-duty light bars all in-house, bringing some tremendous cost savings there, as well as allowing us to keep an eye on the quality and throttle our supply as well. Finally, finishing the products, providing finishing processes, post-processing for our 3D prints, or just various processes to dress up the products. We probably have too many options for all of our products. When you think about a wireless tow light, you can get it in 3 finishes: carbon fiber, a skull print, or yellow diamond plate. You've got 6 transmitter styles: 4-pin, 4-pin round, 6-pin round, 7-pin, 7RV, and hardwire. That's already 18 SKUs for one wireless tow light. So as you can imagine, the comprehensive parts list does get pretty pretty large, but all the same, these are processes we do in-house, and for the most part, we are built to order. So it's very much a first in, first out sort of model, or just-in-time delivery. So here's a little glimpse at our production flow. When the product begins, all of our products pretty well have electronics in them. So the very first stage, the foundation for any of our products, is going to be the PCBs themselves. So we get the panels. We've got our climate controlled component storage, our pick and place robotics. They populate the boards. We inspect. Once they are inspected and completed, they are set for subassembly and sent over on the racks. Once they arrive to subassembly, that is where we do programming and wiring, testing at that stage. Some parts go into a low pressure injection molding process to encapsulate them from the elements. These are all things that the competitors don't do. And that's just part of the stuff that sets us apart. Is we think about this, we care about it. We're not just trying to get product out the door, and something fails, we'll sell you another one in 3 years or less. We have our raw material for our housings. We have our lenses that we put the PCBs in that have been programmed. We seal them up. All of this is done in-house. Units are prepped for final assembly. And voila, you have your completed TM22 and its correlating transmitter to send the signal. I think pictured there's actually a 6-round, but yeah. So that's just kind of a quick look at how one unit is made. Of course, we have hundreds of different products and tens of thousands of SKUs. So there's never a dull moment here at TowMate in Rogers, Arkansas, USA. So from populating PCBs, wiring and programming, sealing electronics and lenses and molding them, all the way through final assembly, TowMate implements quality checks at every stage. And this is super important, because when something is done overseas, you don't know who's doing what. You don't know if the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. So we are able to produce a quality output because we care and we look at every stage as critical for testing and implementing quality checks. So that's kind of a look at who we are and what we do. From here, I believe we're going to dive into our various product lines, from TowMate wireless tow lights to our PowerLink emergency lighting, mobile control systems, the Lifesaver and related roadside warning systems. And we may even touch on yak lights in a module at some point as well. That being our outdoor brand of nav lights, spotlights, strip lights, and power supplies. So thank you for joining. This is just kind of an introduction to TowMate and who we are. Stay tuned or click next for the next module from TowMate University. Thank you.